Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Brenda AJ, the owner of Allegra Luxury Vacations, my name is Matthew Duramo. I'm going to be your presenter this evening, presenting on the best of Italy. I'm coming to you from the western part of the state here in the Pittsburgh airport area. As you can see in the photos, my beautiful wife Ashley of 10 years, my two little boys, Matteo and Rocco, who are 8 and 4. I've been working with Collect Vacations for the past 16 years and absolutely love what I do. I've had an opportunity to travel around the world, taste all the wonderful spirits of the region, eat delicious food, talk to the locals, immerse myself into the culture and the architecture. And man, it's just such a wonderful opportunity. I can't believe that I have a chance to work for such a wonderful company and get a chance to, do the things that I have to do. But our motto is we know because we go. And I've been to Italy many times. My father was born in the Abruzze area of Italy. And it's one of my favorite places to travel, no matter where I go around the world. I cover all of Western and Central Pennsylvania and parts of West Virginia. For Colette, for those of you who may not be familiar with who Colette is, we're the oldest and largest tour operator in North America. We're based in our headquarters is in North America in Pawtucket, Rhode Island. We're a U.S.-based company. We're debt-free. We're a 105-year-old company this year. And we have about 180 tours globally to all 7 continents, over 60 different countries. And we have different travel styles. I always like to take a moment, especially for a tour like the Best of Italy, to explain different travel styles. Now, we have some river cruising, which many of you may be familiar with, those big European long boats. We have our classic brand, which at our core is pretty much who we are, the big motor coach groups, 44 travelers, those buses that hold, 54, 56 passengers. But we have what we call our exploration line. And the Best of Italy that we're presenting on today is part of our exploration, which is no more than 16 to 24 travelers. A little bit more boutique in nature, a little bit more off the beaten path, a little bit more experiential where you're getting an opportunity to immerse yourself into the culture. So the tour that Brenda chose for her group is called The Best of Italy, and it's part of our small group exploration. But I'll let you see for yourself on some of the tours that we offer in our wide range of product portfolios across 7 continents in this wonderful little video.
Your eyes, the sky will tell you what there is to see. Let's wake up in a brand new place, shake up everything we believe. Is it possible it's more beautiful than we dream? Is it possible it was alright this whole time within our reach? Let me show you the world, come away with me, till you've seen for yourself every mess
That's right. The Best of Italy did make an appearance in our 105th season over there because it is a brand new tour, and I think it's such an exciting program. I think it's so experiential. I can't wait for you guys to travel on it. My colleague just got back last week from this tour, and I've been following her and her family's journey around Italy for the last 2 weeks. So, our product philosophy as a company is, we're not your grandmother's tour. We kind of, welcome every opportunity to break the mold from common stereotypes of guided travel. It's a new era, and kind of we're leading the way in curating these tours for today's travelers. Tours can sometimes fall into this predictable routine, and we're not fans of that. So when we say dinner, we mean in a local restaurant. Home hosted meals, cooking classes, food tours. By accommodations, we mean hotels, villas, castles, tree houses. We have all sorts of different styles of accommodations, and we spend the least amount of time traveling on motor coaches. We try not to spend all day long on motor coaches from point A to point B. As you'll notice, we curate these products with a lot of multiple night stays, and we rarely use round trip gateways to avoid the backtracking, and we nearly have eliminated the one night stay. So as you'll see in the itinerary, we're flying into Venice and out of Rome, where a lot of tour operators will do a round trip journey Rome, but you end up spending so much time on the motor coaches. So what's included in this program? So included in this program, it's a 12-day, 17-night tour program, which means that you have a lot of inclusions. There's 17 meals. You're going to have breakfast daily. The breakfasts are standard international style buffet breakfast: hot eggs, meats, cheeses, coffee, tea, juices, fruit, cereal. I always kid around with everyone. Not everyone eats a big, breakfast, a big lunch, and a big dinner. Half the time, our guests have muffins shoved in one pocket and a banana shoved in the other one for lunch. But heck, if I'm in Italy, I'm eating a big breakfast, a big lunch, and a big dinner. It's one of my favorite places to go out and explore and dine at little cafes. We have two lunches included, which are really immersive dining experiences. You'll learn a little bit more about them as the presentation goes on. And we have 5 dinners. And when we say dinners, we mean dinners. We're getting you out into local restaurants. Now, it may not be eating off a full menu per se. It may be a little bit more of a select menu, but the food will be plentiful. And when we travel around Italy, wine is included with your dinners. We'll put bottles of red and bottles of white out on the table until we have to cut you off. So they'll make us cut you off. Also included in this tour is round trip transportation from Altoona to the Washington Dulles Airport. We're going to include airport to hotel transportation. We include your hotel to hotel baggage handling. You're going to have a Colette tour manager with you every step of the way. He or she will be there to entertain you, to educate you, make sure your hotel's are ready, buses are on time, your meals are ready. They're really your travel confidant throughout the entire trip. To be a good tour operator, you have to have a lot of inclusions. But if you have too many inclusions, you'll tell Brenda, I need a vacation from my vacation. At the same time, you need a decent amount of free time, but if you have too much free time, you're going to say the same thing. What the heck did we pay for? We do a really good job of balancing out the included activities with the free time. And when you have that free time, you can look to Brenda, you can look to the tour manager of maybe some things to do, maybe some optional things that even Colette doesn't offer to kind of enhance your journey. So we're going to take care of you from the very beginning. And that very beginning is going to start in the area of Altoona, Pennsylvania. We're going to pick you up. We're going to pick you up as a group, take you to the airport. We're going to pick you up and bring you home, no matter if you decide to go in early, separate from the group, or if you decide to stay later in Rome. We're still going to honor that hometown pickup. Now, I always like to play a cute little video here that I find hysterical because it kind of reminds me of something my father said to me years ago. So I'm going to play this little video, and then we're going to dive into the itinerary.
Morning, kids. Mom and Dad here, having our first cup of coffee here in Florence, Italy. That's right, your inheritance in our cup, and we're drinking it one cup at a time all over the place. We managed to do it from a long ways away this time in Florence,
Italy.
Here's to you, kids. We love you.
Love ya.
This couple cracks me up. I came across them on an app called TikTok months ago. and everything they do in their life is throwing it in their kids' faces. And it kind of reminded me of my dad telling me his last check is going to bounce. So I think Brenda picked a great time of year, June 16th through the 27th, right before the heavy summer, travel season. So as we mentioned, this is 12 days, 17 meals, and you're going to whisk away into the beauty and history of Italy when your journey to Venice, Florence, Rome come to life. You're going to join us as we embrace the history, the culture, the art, the romance of this incredible country. We're going to live in La Dolce Vita. So here's your itinerary at a glance. We're going to be starting our tour off with an overnight flight on day number one. Day number two, you're going to arrive into Venice. You'll go through customs. You'll go through immigration, at which time you will clear the customs and immigration and you'll meet your transfer driver holding a sign that says Welcome Colette. At that point in time, you'll be transferred to your hotel in Venice, which you may or may not be able to check in at. Keep in mind, in Europe, check-in times usually around 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So you could stow your luggage, you could go walk around, maybe grab a nice little bite to eat, come back, freshen up, relax a little bit, and then you're going to head out for a wonderful welcome dinner. But as you can see, we've eliminated one night stays on a lot of our exploration programs. So we're going to do 2 nights in Venice. We're then going to spend 3 nights in this countryside estate, this winery, this vineyard, over off of the Adriatic Sea in the town called Ravenna. From there, we're going to spend 2 nights in Florence and then with a 3 night stay in Rome. And keep in mind, if you want to go in early or stay later, you can do so in Rome and in Venice. The itinerary overall is, for this tour is a level 3. A level 3 means you're kind of an on-the-go traveler. You don't want to miss a thing. So walking or standing for a little longer periods of time, 1 to 2 hours, isn't a big deal. You can kind of navigate hills or uneven ground, climb into various modes of transportation, and you could possibly anticipate different changes in elevation and expect some longer days. Basically, in a nutshell, you're in Europe. There's uneven cobblestone streets, uneven terrain. You need to be able to be mobile. So the best time to do things is when you can. So day number one, as we mentioned, is your overnight flight from Washington Dulles to Venice. You're usually going to have a connection somewhere, not a lot of nonstop flights into Venice from the United States. So day number two, welcome to enchanting Venice, which is UNESCO World Heritage, which means it's a site of importance. I mean, go figure. Venice is an important site over here. So it has 117 tiny little islands surrounded by this lattice work of 150 canals and 400 bridges. Now, keep in mind, the only city, I'm not being, a local yokel over here, but the only city in the world that has more bridges than Venice is Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, with around 440. So, a little fun fact you could tell your tour manager when you arrive over into Italy. So, this evening, after we check into our hotel, now keep in mind, when we say we're in Venice, we are in Venice. We are in the heart of Venice, right on the Grand Canal. We're not on one of the little side islands of those 117 tiny islands. This evening, we're going to meet our fellow travelers for a wonderful welcome dinner out into a local restaurant. The next morning, this is something unique to all of our tours. We don't do this on any other tour other than the best of Italy. And I love it. This morning we're going to make our way and get to learn about how traditional Venetian craftsmanship behind one of the city's symbols, the sleek, iconic gondola boats. We're going to visit a local reamer or making workshop, one of only a handful that's still active to this day. So we're going to learn a little bit about how gondolas are made. That is so cool. Normally we go over to Murano Island, do a quick glass blowing demonstration, or in Venice, but this is unique. It's because we can't do these types of activities with those big motor coach groups of 44. Keep in mind, this trip only travels with 16 to 24 travelers. After we get a little demonstration of how gondolas are made, we're then going to join our local guide for a walking tour of Venice's most iconic sites. We're going to pause for the perfect picture over the Bridge of Sighs and take in St. Mark's Square, adorned with those beautiful marble palaces and gilded basilicas. This is a wonderful sight to see. Then we're going to travel by boat to Murano Island, and we're going to get the chance to also see one of these world-renowned glass blowing demonstrations. And this is something that just it's hard to pass down from generation to generation. This is something we do on all of our tours. But the Venice gondola making demonstration is just a sight for everyone. I think that's going to be enjoyable. And then this evening, we're going to glide along the canals during a gondola ride before delving into Venice's classical musical heritage as you enjoy a live performance of the Four Seasons composed by the great Venetian Antonio Vivaldi, which we've all heard at different weddings over the years. So this is just a way to really immerse yourself into that Venetian culture over there. The next day, we're going to say ciao to Venice as you join a journey to the wetlands or the Romagna region. It's famous for its Epicurean lifestyle. Along the way, we're going to visit the Po Delta. Now, people don't realize this, but the Po Delta since ancient times has been the border between Venice and Ravenna regions, once two independent states. And these wetlands will give you a glimpse into what Venice and Ravenna looked like to the ancient Roman settlers making their way from here to the south. Explore the wetlands by pontoon boats. We're going to learn about the ecosystem here. Actually, aided the Romans in their kind of battles against the barbarians. They couldn't traverse the terrain over here. You're going to learn about the lives of the fishermen and the farmers who lived here that changed very little over thousands of years. And we're going to take in the tranquil scenery before stopping for lunch in a local restaurant. So this is something different that you normally don't do on trips to Italy as you're traveling from Venice down to Ravenna. In the afternoon, we're going to continue to our hotel, which is nestled along the vineyards of the Romagna countryside, and settle in for a 3-night stay right here in the countryside estate. The next morning, we're going to wake up, and it's your choice. This isn't an option. You only have one optional tour, and it will come later on in Rome. This is a choice. You choose what you want to do this day. So you can choose to have a relaxing spa day at your wine resort in the Romagna countryside, or you could take a guided walking tour through the historic city of Ravenna. So one is a day at the wine resort, kick back, have a spa day, drink some wine, and take in that beautiful landscape. You can even have a wine-infused mud treatment, or take a guided walking tour through the historic city of Ravenna. And during the darkness that enveloped the last days of the Roman Empire, Ravenna emerged as a center of power thanks to its strategic position. And you're going to learn about the history of Ravenna and the city's rulers, the Byzantines, the Goths, adorned its churches with dazzling mosaics. And during a guided walking tour, you're going to discover a lot of that history and culture and all these beautiful mosaics and monuments. Later on this evening, no matter what you choose to do that day, we're going to join a local chef for a hands-on cooking class centered on Romagna's most typical pasta dishes with colorful names as garniel, uh, struzza preti. Oh my goodness, my Italian ancestors are going to strangle me over here. And enjoy the results of your working dinner. These cooking classes and demonstrations are such a wonderful thing. Then day number 6, yeah, you're going to have to grab your passport. You know why? Because we're going to be journeying to the landlocked Republic of San Marino. It's the 5th smallest country in the world, perched at the top of Mount Titano. The old town of San Marino gives visitors sweeping views over the Adriatic Riviera and these gentle rolling hills over the Romagna countryside. So you will need to bring your passport to get a stamp here in the entry visa. You're going to explore the town's intricate system of fortification towers, the walls, the gates, the bastions during time at leisure. And this evening, wrap up your stay in the Romagna countryside with a wine pairing dinner at your wine resort. So that is just unbelievable. Wine, beautiful food from Emilia Romagna. Today, we're going to travel to the Emilia region, Italy's foodie haven. You're going to meet students and teachers at a vocational high school for an impact moment all of our small group tours have what we call impact moments. This impact moment is dedicated to the culinary arts and architecture. Here, Italy's future chefs and farmers learn how to make Parmigiano Reggiano cheese, which we all know is the undisputed champion of cheeses. And we're going to learn about the traditional codes dating back to the 1300s. So students will get a chance to try their hand in aging balsamic vinegar. This is a generational process that takes anywhere from 12 to 25 years. We're going to enjoy a wonderful farm to table lunch prepared by the culinary students using ingredients from the school's farm. So as I mentioned, we have two wonderful dining experiences. One at the cooking school here for the culinary arts, and the other at a local farm. And I think that is just amazing. In fact, the food is so plentiful that many people just go out and grab a little snack later on that evening when dinner's on your own. Later that day, we're going to make our way to Florence, which is UNESCO World Heritage Site. It's also the cradle for the Italian Renaissance and your home for the next 2 nights. And you see the Ponte Vecchio, the Merchant's Bridge here in the photo. On day number 8, we're going to wake up and we're going to meet a local expert. We're going to do a little walking tour of the city. And this walking tour is filled with all sorts of art lessons while you're traveling around. Your guide's going to take you through the highlights of the Piazza del Duomo, the Cathedral of Santa Maria del Fiore, which is this beautiful cathedral right in the heart of the city. From there, you're going to be making your place to Piazza della Signoria. This is the imposing Palazzo Vecchio. I mean, there's so much to see and so much to do. The names of the places translate to the old palace. This is because the new place is across the river. You know, you're going to be making your way to the top of the hillside to get those beautiful views of Florence. And it just, you know, perhaps you'll visit one of the many museums while they're there, the Uffizi, the Academy Gallery, where you'll see Michelangelo's David. So most museums in Florence are closed on Monday, so you always have to take a look at the itinerary on how it is. Day number 9, we're going to begin traversing into southern Tuscany. So you make your way from Veneto down to uh, Ravenna, down to Emilia Romano. Now we're making our way into Tuscany. This is absolutely amazing. The ancient land of the Etruscans. You're going to have this little excursion, making our way into the guided tour of these Etruscan underground water systems, which has so many twists and turns. It was nicknamed the Labyrinth by the king of Porcina. Here you'll learn all about this little small archaeological museum that houses some of the most interesting artifacts from the Etruscans. The Etruscans were the civilization before the Romans. In fact, many of the Roman emperors, not empires, but emperors, were Etruscans, although they did try to get rid of the Etruscans' way of life, you know, and try to kind of mold them into what normal Roman day of life was. So we're going to arrive at Rome. You know, it's one of my favorite places in the entire world. This afternoon, we're going to settle in for a 3-night stay here in Rome. You have another choice when you're in Rome. This choice is uncover Rome in one of two ways. So you can either do a wonderful walking tour of Rome, where you'll have an opportunity to tour the Pantheon, to Caravaggio's Virtuoso's painting in the dramatic oval shape Novana Square. Novana Square is awesome. And right offside the Piazza Navona is a wonderful Steeler bar. So if you were there in the fall season during Steeler season, you can go and watch a Steeler game. You walk in, there's a statue of Jesus with a helmet on. So you'll, you know, have an opportunity to head, you know, all around Rome on a classical guided walking tour. Or you could do a panoramic tour of Rome, which would take you on to, you know, Aventine Hill, the catacombs, along the ancient Appian Way. You know, so you're going to Rome's a big city, so you can choose to traverse it on foot, or you could choose to traverse it via motor coach. Some people like to be a little bit more active, while others, towards the end of their trip, may just say, you know what, let's do it by bus. We'll get on and off. You know, so it's really your choice of how you want to do Rome. Day number 11, it's your day. We're 11 days into this tour. Perhaps you'll stroll through the Borghese gardens for views of the city skyline, or join an early morning breakfast with Michelangelo, because we do have an optional tour to visit the Vatican museums. One of the things that you may want to do during your free time, this is my wife and my little boy Matteo last year. We were actually in Rome a year ago today. We were, doing a tour of Rome and Tuscany. It was or Tuscany and Umbria actually, but this was just a treat. And kids are welcome to travel on our tours. It's not geared towards children by any means. My son was learning a little bit more about the Medici's influence on the Italian Renaissance than I think he ever thought he would. But we had a good time. He did the Vatican, he ate lots of pizza. So this is your day. You can make this day whatever you so choose. You can go explore independently. You can, buy a personally guided tour. You can find a little food walking tour. Brenda can help you kind of plan that day out. But we offer an optional Vatican Museums and St. Peter's Basilica tour, where you get an opportunity to go to St. Peter's Basilica. We give you skip the line passes to the Vatican Museums, head down into see the Sistine Chapel and see one of Michelangelo's masterpieces there. So this is a wonderful tour. We finish it off making our way into the Trastevere area, where this is kind of where Roman life, it's like the heartbeat of Rome for locals. And here's where you'll find just restaurant after restaurant after restaurant. And tonight we get together at one of these local restaurants. It's just a great way to break bread for the last time, sharing those memories of a wonderful trip. So we ask you to join us. This tour is going to come to a close on the day number 12, where you'll be flying back from Rome, back to Washington Dulles, catching your transfer back to Altoona. But just as a reminder, we visited a local reamer ore making workshop when we're in Venice. We also did a glass blowing demonstration when we're in Venice. There's only a handful of these still live today. We witnessed a performance of Vivaldi's famous Four Seasons in the city where he lived in Venice. We're going to explore the wetlands of the Po Delta by pontoon boat. We're going to journey to the wine producing region of Romagna and then a countryside for 3 night stay at a wine resort. You're going to choose how to spend your time in the Romagna countryside with a relaxing spa day or a choice of heading out on a local city tour of Romagna. You get to visit the Republic of Pisa, the fifth smallest country in the world. Try your hand at making Italian culinary classics before sitting down for a wonderful dinner. You're going to embark on a walking tour of Florence and explore Rome's artistic masterpieces or discover the catacombs, having a wonderful day of leisure, and then having a fantastic farewell dinner. Regardless of what you do and what you decide to do before the trip or after the trip, we will pick you up, take you to the airport, bring you home back. So this really is a nice kind of touch. You do need a passport. Your passport needs to be valid 8 months beyond your return home date. So just keep that in mind. We want your passport to be valid until about February of 2025. So make sure your passport's valid. And if you don't have a valid passport, you can still sign up for the trip. You would just have to give Brenda your passport information once it comes in from the State Department. Now, keep in mind, you will need a visa to travel to Rome or travel to Italy for next year and a lot of different European countries. There's about 20, I think, 6 Schengen countries. And these Schengen countries, they are going to require a visa called the ETIAS. The ETIAS is going to be about $10 every time you go to one of these countries: Italy, Iceland, Ireland, France, Portugal, Greece, Spain. You're going to require these Schengen ETIAS. And we'll get you more information on how to fill that out. You'll go online and you'll apply for the application closer to the departure. This has kind of been like our real ID. It keeps getting the can kicked down the road. From there, if you're interested, even though this is a trip with Allegra Travel and, it's a group tour, if you want to, purchase business class air or premium economy air, please reach out to Brenda AJ and she can, quote that out for you. You may or may not travel with the group. If you're on business or premium, because we're not always sure that there's availability with the group schedule. If you want to go in early to Venice, you can. If you want to go and stay later in Rome, you can do that as well. Just let Brenda know. She can get you a quote for what the rooms would cost for those stays. We only have one optional excursion on the entire trip. That optional excursion is to do the Vatican museums and the St. Peter's Basilica. There's no tour extension, so you can enhance your journey. One of the things that we highly recommend is our travel protection. So our travel protection is optional. It's due at the time of deposit, and it's a no worries. It's hassle free, and it's not based on age. It's not based on pre-existing conditions. It's one flat rate, and it's canceled for any reason up until the day prior to departure, and you get a full cash refund back less the cost of the insurance. So it's canceled for any reason, anytime up until the day prior to departure, and you get a full cash refund back less the cost of the premium of the insurance, which is $449 per person. Now, on top of the cancellation part, it also covers you for travel insurance, trip interruption, travel delays, illness, accident, theft, emergency evacuation, lost luggage, etc., etc. So it covers you before the trip. It covers you while you're on the trip. You know, we showed this little photo of Pompeii here. You can see the terrain. You're in Europe. It's thousands of years old. It's uneven cobblestone streets, uneven terrain. Things happen. And a lot of times your insurance does not travel with you. So you want to protect yourself, you want to protect your investment. And so I highly recommend our travel protection plan. If you are a past traveler of Colette, or if this is your first trip with Colette, we have a loyalty club. It's called our Passport Club. And basically, our Passport Club, if you travel with Colette, you've completed one tour, and your next tour is within 12 months, you would save an additional 5% off the cost of your tour. If you traveled with Colette within 1 or 2 years, and the next tour is within 13 to 24 months, you would save 3% off your land cost of the trip. If you traveled with us more than 3 times, and this will be the fourth trip, not only would you get those same benefits of a discount, but you would also get $100 credit towards, optional air upgrades for airfare, optional, pre-nights or post-nights or, optional tours. So this is what we call our Passport Club. It's brand new. It started September 1st. So as I mentioned before, you can personalize your adventure. You can purchase business class airfare. It's an additional $38.90. You can request pre-nights or post-nights, but the only option is the Vatican Museums in St. Peter's Basilica, which is $100. So let me review the rates for you. The cost of the trip is land, air, taxes, fees, transfers from Altoona to the airport to the hotels, your breakfast daily, your 2 lunches, your 5 dinners, all of the tour and transportation. This tour only travels with 24 travelers, and there's only 12 seats remaining. Brenda is holding the entire group as a full bus for her group, and we need 19 or more to keep it as a private group. So the rate of this trip is $62.99 per person double. The singles are $73.99, and the triples are $62.49. Singles and triples are very limited. So if you're a solo traveler, triple, get them in ASAP, but there's only 12 spots left. The deposit to hold your space is $698. The insurance is $449, so $1,147 will hold your spot on this trip. But we only have a few more weeks for this to take place because we have to release this space and open it up. So until we get to 19 travelers, we have to open it up for sale. So you have until September 17th to sign up for this trip. After that tour, it's based on availability because we have to release Brenda's space after September 17th. And once you make your final payment or once you make your initial deposit, your final payment is not due until April 17th of 2024, 60 days prior to travel. And because Brenda's agency, Allegro Luxury Vacation, is part of one of our preferred partners, of Virtuoso Consortium, you would also get $100 credit towards any of the add-ons, extensions, optional tours, etc. So basically, by booking with Allegro, you will get the Vatican Museum option free of charge if you so choose, or if you want that $100 credit to go towards something else. So how do you book? You can book by calling Allegro Luxury Vacation, or you can go to this web link. I put the web link in the chat box. I will put it in the chat box once again for anyone who wants to look into it. That web link will take you to a website that will look something like this. This website has all of the tour information. It has the itinerary, it has all the highlights, it has what to wear, what to bring, how to pack, currency, all the fun stuff that you need to know. It has all the pricing information, but most importantly, there's a button at the very top that says sign up now. And that sign up now button will take you to a reservation form, which you can, click single, double, triple. We need everything to appear as exactly as it looks on your passport for your names. If it's Matthew E. Duramo, you put Matthew E. If it's Matthew, Earl Duramo, you have to write out your middle name, etc. But this is how you sign up. Once you sign up, you'll it'll automatically alert Brenda. Brenda will reach out to you and handle your booking from there. Or you can call her 1-888-462-9299. So people always ask me, when is the best time of year to travel? Matt, when is the best time of year to go to here? When is the best? And I had the same answer for everyone. It's always while you can. So many things in life are unpredictable. So if it's something that you've always wanted to do, I highly recommend putting the time aside when it's right for you and taking that trip of a lifetime. I'm going to let you hear from our friends one more time before we wrap it up.
Hey kids, it's us again. Look who's joined us. Your aunt and uncle. They've decided to spend your inheritance one cup at a time here at Bar Ponte Vecchio. You gotta love it. And look, Aaron came up with a wonderful idea. Why waste our money just on coffee when we can have cappuccino? Love ya. Ciao. Ciao.
I love it. You might as well do it before your kids do with your money. So hopefully you found this very informative. This isn't recorded. I will get Brenda the recording sometime tomorrow if you want to share it with any friends or family. But remember the key dates. We need to have deposits in by September 17th. And the final payments wouldn't be due until 60 days prior to departure. And there's only 12 seats remaining out of Brenda's allotment of 24, which is a full bus. So we'd love to have you. I would love to open it up for any questions. If anyone has any questions, please feel free to unmute yourselves. And if you'd like to put it in the chat box, please feel free to do that as well. Well, I don't see any questions coming through. So I may be a little bit more long-winded over here. I'm the youngest in a large Italian family, but I really appreciate everyone's time today. Brenda's been doing a great job with our product and our clients, and I'm really excited for this trip in June. And everyone have a wonderful end of your summer season over here, and it'll be June in no time as you travel down the country of Italy from Venice to Rome. Take care and have a great night.